Yes, thank you guys for joining me. I'm going to give it a moment. Hold on 1 second. Yes, ma'am. I'm here. It's Tuesday, 1:30, just for a quick lunch and learn. If you want to be motivated, this is where you want to be. If you want to be inspired, this is where you want to be. If you want to have free business tips, this is the page for you. So please make sure that you share the page. Sharing is growing. Hello, Kaverica. Hello. Yes, you're here. Okay, perfect. All right. It is a few seconds here. Thank you for joining me, Kaverica. It's Tuesday. Are you guys working your businesses, building your businesses, thinking about starting a business? Whatever it is, this is the page for you. So I want to make sure I shorten someone's learning curve because I don't want you to take years to be successful. Yes? You want to do it today. You want to know what's the trick today. How can I get to the top today? What is it that these people are doing today? Yes. Yes, please. Thank you for sharing. So I will go ahead and get started. A quick, powerful class today because people often ask me about overcoming objections. They're like, I'm building a business, I want to start a business, but I'm scared of, the objections. And this is the thing. You're always going to have them. Entrepreneurship is not for you if you don't want people to say no thank you, if you don't want people to say I'm not interested, if you don't want people to say I don't like your product, I don't like your service, I don't like you, then if you don't like those words, entrepreneurship is not for you. Hello, Mary. Thank you for joining me. Like and share. That's how we change the world. So with those of you that are just joining me for the very first time, I am Terusha Wiggins. And so I decided to start this page a few months back. And as the page is growing, I said, okay, I need to commit to showing up at least once a week at a certain time to create this community of business owners or people who want to be business owners so they can get some free business tips. So my goal is to help someone shorten their learning curve, to help you, if you are in business, live up to your full potential. Yes! Because my full potential takes off running in front of me every single morning. So, and I had the pleasure of joining a great direct sales business, and I transitioned in like 8 months to the top 2% of the company. And so I can share a few business tips for those that need them, what I've learned over the years. And I said, let me give it back because, I do have clients, private clients that I do coach in their businesses. So this page is for all businesses, and that way everybody can get the information. Now, I can tell you right now that Google should be your best friend. Like, Google is my boyfriend. Google is the person that I cheat on with my husband. I like smart people. I like to know. I like to learn. And so if I don't know something, I will Google it. That's your first business tip for the day is find out. You have to self-educate. It is your business, your responsibility. Google it. Find a YouTube video, whatever it is that you're wanting or that you're needing from your business. Now, most of you, if you are in a business, you have someone that's over you, kind of like a business coach or a upline or somebody that can help you. Now, even if you heard the person and you're like, oh, I want something else, you go ahead and find someone else that feeds into you. You have to have somebody that motivates you. Not that that person doesn't. It's just like my mother. I can hear her all day, and she said it before, but when I hear the same thing from somebody else, I learn it. And so it's not that they're not great. It's not that my mother isn't great, but sometimes you may have to hear it from somebody else for it to click and for you to start moving. Does that make sense? Yes. So overcoming objections is a part of being an entrepreneur. So I can tell you now, you can go ahead and leave the page if you don't want to have people say no, people not interested, people don't like your service, people don't like you. It's a part of the game. You want to get to the top? you got to get more no's. You want to get to the top, you got to get more people saying I'm not interested. You want to get to the top, you got to get tough skin. At the end of the day, that's what is going to require you to dig into yourself, your strength, your ability, and pull the best version out of yourself every day when you're talking to people about your business or your service. Does that make sense? Because that enthusiasm has to come from you. That belief system has to come from you. So no matter what they're saying, you believe in what you have. You believe in your book is a best-selling book. You believe you're the best-selling author. You believe your services are the best services. You believe that your product is the best product. Once you believe it, see, people follow people who believe in what they believe. Okay? So you believe it. I believe in what I'm saying. I believe anybody can be successful if they're willing to work. I believe that it's possible to be a self-made millionaire. I believe it. So I speak it, I talk it, I walk it, because I believe it is for anybody. So when you're overcoming the objections, so let's start with, and you guys can put one here if you want me to answer how I would answer if I was on the phone with someone, or if I was face-to-face with someone and they said, I'm not interested in your product. Let's just use that one as an example. Your product could be jewelry. They're not interested in jewelry. They're not interested in your tea. They're not interested in your weight program. They're not interested in your product, your skincare. They're not interested. Okay? So one of the things that you can say when there are people that are not interested, right? And they say, oh, I'm not interested. You can say, well, tell me what you're not interested in. Write this down. So tell me what you're not interested in. Because you want to make sure you understand they're not interested in working with you. They're not interested in your company, or they're not interested in your business opportunity. What is it exactly that they're not interested in? So, oh, I'm not interested. It's, for most people, that's a go-to word. For most people, if somebody knocked on, my door, or came to my office, I would be like, oh, I want to sell you some shingles for your house. Oh, I'm not interested. I don't even know how much the shingles cost. I don't know if my shingles are falling off the roof. I don't know if this is a new shingle that's required. I don't know anything. So most people's go-to word is, oh, I'm not interested. And then a lot of times we shut down and we're like, oh, nobody's interested. You can't shut down because 1, 10, 20, 30, 100 people said they're not interested. People are interested in what you have. Okay? You got to find the right people to talk to about your service, your product, because if you're talking to the wrong people, of course, they're not interested. Okay? So somebody can put that in there for me. So if someone says, this hair is getting on my nerves right there. Can y'all see that? Okay. So if someone says, oh, I'm not interested. As soon as you say your company, I have a tea for a weight loss program. Oh, I'm not interested. And you're like, well, let me ask you a question because you seem sharp. You always want to go high when they go low. So you want to compliment. You don't want to overly compliment. You want to say, well, you seem so sharp. So tell me, let me ask you. I don't know. What is it that you're not interested in? Because really, you haven't told them exactly what you have to offer completely, right? And so then they say, oh, I'm not interested in losing weight. She's not your candidate. No matter what you say, this weight loss program is going to help you lose 20 pounds today in 20 minutes. She's not interested in losing weight. Okay? So it's no need for me to continue to say, well, what if you just try it, or give me your opinion, or it would be nice if you just tell me what you think. None of that is necessary. She doesn't want to lose weight. She's not your ideal candidate. Okay? So what you want to say to the person is, can you tell me what you're not interested in? Even if they heard your business opportunity, and after they heard the business opportunity, and they said, oh, I'm not interested, you can still ask, can I ask you a question? Tell me what you're not interested in. That way they can pinpoint what is it that they heard in your presentation or whatever you gave them to hear your business opportunity. They can pinpoint exactly what they're not interested in. Does that make sense? As opposed to you going, well, they wasn't interested. If the person says, oh, I'm not interested in having product on hand, like that might be a good one. Because most companies, some of them require you to have product on hand. Well, my company doesn't require you to have it. I think it's good to have it. And weight loss programs, they don't require you to have it, but it's good to have it. Your jewelry, if you're in jewelry, people like to see the jewelry. It's good to have it. I don't know if it's a requirement, you know. So you might want to tell the person, oh, is that your only hesitation? You can write this down. Is that your only hesitation, that you don't want to have inventory on hand? Because a lot of people don't want to store inventory. They want it auto ship. They want, you know, the company to ship it. They want to put the person, you know, all of those different things that are available now. So you can say, is that your only hesitation? Is that you don't want to hold inventory? Then the person say, yes, that's my only hesitation. Well, we can go ahead and get started. Because if that's your only hesitation, it's not a requirement that you have to have the jewelry on hand. Now, it would make sense if you're planning to have an event or a party, but if you're just planning to maybe just market to family and friends from a catalog, you don't have to have the jewelry on hand or whatever your service is. So if that is her only reason, then you guys can go ahead and get started. If the person says, I heard about the product, I'm not in love with that product, you know, I don't believe that a tea can make you lose 5 pounds in 5 days. Well, the only way for us to know is for you to try it. That way you can be your own personal testimony. So what you probably have to do with that person is layer the person, because they don't believe that in 5 days they're going to lose 5 pounds from drinking a tea. So you might want to say, hey, you take the tea, give them a sample tea or whatever. You take the tea, use it for 5 days. You obviously have to still exercise or whatever the thing is. You have to do it in the morning, weigh yourself in the morning, whatever the requirements are. In 5 days, if you have lost nothing, give it back. You don't like it? Great, that's your hesitation. If you did lose weight, then we can use you as your own personal testimony, and you're able to say, I did lose 4 pounds in 5 days. I didn't lose 5, but I lost 4 pounds. So sometimes people, they don't get on board with what you're saying because they haven't tried your product or they haven't tried your service for themselves. And that's why people say you can retail to recruit. What that means is retailing them first, let them purchase it, let them try it, let them become a customer, right, or a product user, and then you try to recruit them. So that's when you're doing retail to recruit. Does that make sense? Yes, yes. Bam, bam, love my heart. All right. So you want to do retail to recruit for people like that. Now, there's also a way that you can recruit to retail. So if you started off trying to recruit the person to your business or whatever, and the person says, I'm not interested, obviously you're going to say, tell me what you're not interested in. Give them the opportunity to say, I don't know a lot of people, you know, I just don't think I can get a lot of people on board with this weight loss or this jewelry or whatever. Okay, I don't think I can't read it. Hold on one second. Hey, good afternoon. Hello. And so whatever they say, you know, well, this is the thing about people saying, I don't know if I can get people on board. I don't know if I can recruit other people. I don't know a lot of people, you know. My friends don't support me. My family doesn't support me. All of this is nonsense because there's so many people that you wouldn't have to necessarily just use your family and friends. Now, I will tell you guys my story. I did not build my business on family and friends. I built my business on strangers. So I was networking. I met people out and about. I'm always networking at networking events, vendor events. So I built my business from strangers. So for me, I never thought I could become, you know, a super powerful top producer on my family and friends. So a lot of times when people say I'm not interested because I don't have a group of family and friends, you can tell them that's perfect. Everything's going to be perfect. That's perfect. That way you get a chance to meet new people. That way I can teach you how to meet new people. So if I could teach you how to meet new people, would you be open to that? Write that down. If I could teach you how to meet new people, would you be open to that? Because all of this is a skill-based business. You can learn a skill. So if I could teach you, could you learn? You don't have to recruit your mother-in-law, your sister. You don't. On social media, there's 2.34 billion people online. When you walk out the door every day, there are people everywhere. If you opened up a shoe store, right, somewhere in the main location where you live, you wouldn't say, oh, I don't want to open up a shoe store because my mom and my cousin won't buy shoes. You would start marketing to everybody in your city. Yes, yes? You would start talking to everybody in your city. You would start marketing online to every single person you know about your shoe store. It's the same concept when you start a small business like this. If you're in network marketing or direct sales, you obviously educate everybody. Everybody is not a candidate, but you can educate everybody. Does that make sense? So I don't think every single person fits every single thing. But I also think you have to market strategically to the people that are looking for what you have. We're in the business of solving problems. So if someone has a weight loss problem, I need to be talking to that person about my weight loss product. Make sense? If somebody has, legal problems, they need to be talking to them about legal shield problems or how to save that person from whatever circumstances. So you do have to target the right audience. So if someone's not interested, just ask the person, can I ask you a quick question because you seem sharp. You seem smart. Use words like these. You seem smart. You seem sharp. You seem like somebody I would like to work with. You seem like somebody that really, you're on top of your game. You're quality. You're that quality professional I'm looking for. So tell me what you're not interested in. Then that person is able to say, well, I don't think I can be successful. All of that is just changing the way that they think. When they're thinking too small, see, entrepreneurs think above everybody else. We think the whole world is ours. When people have minimal thinking, those are the types of things that they say. They say things like, I don't think I can be successful. Only because they haven't seen that level of success for themselves. Not that they can't do it, they just don't believe it yet. And so therefore you have to be that influencer. You have to be a powerful influencer and motivator and say, you know what, if I could teach you, could you learn? That's my favorite line. If I could teach you, could you learn? Because most people will say that they can learn. Because this does require you to learn a skill. It requires you to get outside of your comfort zone. It requires you to be vulnerable. It requires you to do something you've never done. It requires you to be different. Now, if you love the way that you are, entrepreneurship is not for you. Period. And so that way you tell the person, you know what, if I could teach you how to overcome, that fear of being successful, could you learn? And you would feed that person great, inspiration, motivation, and stuff like that. Does that make sense? Did that help somebody today? You guys, listen, don't overthink the objections. They're human beings. They're not saying anything you haven't heard before. It is up to you to be a great influencer. It is up to you to be more powerful. It is up to you to really be ready. And as a matter of fact, you can go ahead, before the person even says it, you can go ahead and overcome it. Because if their hesitation is money, if I could solve that money problem for you, would you go ahead and get started? If I could show you how to make more money, because if that's your hesitation, you're not interested because you don't have the money. You're not interested because you can't invest in the business. You're not interested because you can't invest in the product, right? So if I could show you, what if that could never be a problem? What if I could show you that you never have to say that again, that you don't have the money? Because I'm in the business of solving problems. And if money is your problem, if I could show you how to make more money, can we get started? If I can show you, that's all you have to do. You have to breathe belief in people. That's it. Breathe belief in people. Love the people. Educate the people. Love on the people. If you do that, you're going to be very successful. And overcoming objections will be a thing of the past. It will become second nature. It's second nature for me to talk to somebody and I already know what I can say based on what they're saying. And when you do it, a lot of times you will be so confident that nothing can stop you, and you can build a business the way that you want to build a business. But you got to practice on people. Now write all of those down. If you learned something today, put on there, yes, yes, give me some hearts. You learned something today. So tell me what's your now. Okay, yes. Yes, I love it, I love it, I love it. Do me a favor, because I love sharing. I love it when somebody is benefiting, but I also want to help everybody that can't afford a business coach, or they don't have direction, or they don't know where to go. Like and share, like and share. That's how we change the world. Obviously, your team, your colleagues, because it is a free page, it's free information, and every every Tuesday at 1:30, I will try my best to be here so that I can give you at least some tips to further your business, to further your education, because that's what it's about. It's so much room at the top. It's the bottom that's overcrowded. I'm not worried about sharing, so I hope that you guys benefited today. Yes, yes, yes. I love you. I love you.